Hello, welcome to Art and Soul Insider. My name is Barbara Lynn Burns. I am so happy that you're here. So, today what we're going to do is we're going to cover a featured art supply. Then we're going to have a guided meditation. And then after that, we're going to have an art project. And to top it all off, to end our lovely little hour, we're going to have what's called an oracle reading. So this is all given to you for your art and wellness journey. I really do believe in taking time for meditation, and I believe in the power of art. Art can heal. And art can help us on our journey. It can help us deal with our emotions and to express ourselves. I have used art to help me in my life through some very difficult things. And I am biased because I am an art teacher with over 25 years of experience, and I am a wellness practitioner as well. I'm a Reiki master, as well as other things that have to do with wellness. So I would love for you to stick around and take part in this video. It is time-stamped, so again, you can pick and choose what you want, or, as I said, you can enjoy the whole thing as it was meant to be. But either way, if this appeals to you, please like and subscribe. And, well, let's get going. Here is our featured supply. It is something a little different for us in Western society, especially North America. But thanks to things like Amazon and, how much closer we are as a world together, this wonderful product has reached our shores. So what is it? It is the Kuretake Gansai Tambi Watercolors. Okay, so we're used to our watercolors looking a bit different, aren't we? I'm just going to bring it all. You're not really seeing it all. Let's go like, yeah, that works better. There we go. So I love this set. This is a perfect set to get because you get all your primary colors, you get secondary colors, you get these little extra colors, okay? Your different browns, you get your gray, you get a white, and you even get some golds. A warm and a cool gold, and a pearlescent. What I like about this this watercolor is, well, basically it offers you a water chart, which, or swatch chart. Silly me. Where did it go? Oh, here, it's underneath. So, and you can do your color swatches there. The interesting thing, as I was mentioning before, are these pans. I love the fact that I can basically take out the pans that I want. Say I want to choose these colors, which do not go. But say I wanted to use those 3 colors. I can just take them out, put them aside, and use them from there. I don't need to take all this. Isn't that great? So, and what's great about these too is on the back side of them, you know exactly what that color is. So this is cadmium red, and it's number 30. Okay, and then on the box here, they as well have, I'll turn it around for you so you can read it, the number 30 cadmium red. You don't need to keep it in the box or organized. I do. I just like the way the colors flow into one another, but you don't need to. Now, these are called semi-moist. What are semi-moist? Well, there's this brand called Prang, and they have a set of watercolors that are called semi-moist. And when you open them up, you'll kind of see that these are somewhat similar. I mean, they're different in pans, right? Because here you've got this little, oh, I can't take it out. It's not coming out for me. A little oval pan, okay, that snaps in. And they kind of have a gloss to them. Now, semi-moist means you do not need to activate it with water like other watercolors. My other watercolors, I have this empty eyeglass cleaner that I've then filled with water. And then I usually have to go and then spray my watercolors before I use them. That way it activates them with the water and it gets it ready to be used as a watercolor. Okay? This, all I have to do is dip my brush into water, okay? And I've got color right away on my brush. You see that? Right away. It didn't take long, right? Now, to use as watercolors, what I do is I get a palette. I mean, I have fancier ones than this, but then what I do is then I just go and I take my color, okay, put it down here, and then add the water to get it the color I wish or the consistency I wish, okay, to do my glazing and all that other stuff. That is what makes this a really neat set. I love that they're semi-moist. I have used them more solidly, like tempera paint or whatever. But I have used these as watercolors and the quality is there. So if you are looking for something different, okay, you can look up Kuretake, okay, here it is, Kuretake Gansai Tambi. So the brand name is Kuretake, and that's what you're going to be looking for. And this is a 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 48 pan watercolor set. So really, all the colors you need. You've got some warm colors. You've got cool colors in here, and warm and cool colors, you know, in the actual each color. So it works wonderfully. So yeah, if you're interested, and I've loved these. You know, I've just received them. I'm just making my marks in them, but I highly recommend these. So there you go. The Kuretake Gansai Tambi Watercolors. We are going to begin our guided meditation. This one is called the Sleepy Snowflake. It's actually a sleep meditation, but I like this just as a pure relaxation script. So it works really well. There's going to be, just to prepare you, that there's going to be long pauses and just some other regular pauses. So if you don't hear me speaking, don't go, where did she go? Is it still recording? Everything's fine. So you just keep in your relaxed mode and know that I am still there. And I'm just encouraging you to go deeper into your relaxation. So this is a wonderful, guided meditations are a wonderful way to actually help with your just dealing with life. I find I'll do a guided meditation and I'll have renewed energy after I'm done. It really, really works wonders, and it doesn't take much, especially with these guided meditations, and especially now that they're recorded here for you. Each class has one, so all you have to do is open a class, and again, it's time stamped, so go directly to the guided meditation and just put it on and relax. And you can use this at the end of a busy day, during a hectic day. You know, you just need some little bit of time just to recharge. You can do it at your lunch hour, breaks, that type of thing. They're perfect for you. Okay? So I suggest you get in a comfortable position. It could be sitting, it could be even lying down. Just, with lying down, if you need a pillow below your head or something under your knees, that would be a good idea. Now, again, some people do not like to close their eyes, just through various things that have happened in their lives. So if you're one of those people, and there's nothing wrong with that, I have this visual that you can close your eyes to just a slit that you'll let color or let some light in, but then you can kind of focus on this and not be distracted with your eyes open to what's happening in your world, right? So by closing your eyes, it really encourages you to go inward. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to shut the world away, let you get some me time, and then go from there. So let's begin. So find a comfortable position. Breathe in slowly and deeply, and allow your body to just let go, to just relax. Take another breath and turn off all the thoughts and chatter of the day until there is quiet in your mind. If a stray thought makes its way into your consciousness, thank it and let it slide away. Take another long, deep breath and just become aware of relaxing, aware of the present, aware of feeling at peace. Now see before you a large, beautiful snowflake slowly twirling in the air. The snowflake looks like a carved crystal with intricate designs all through it. As you gaze at the snowflake, you see shapes and patterns delicately connecting with each other. There are slender crescent moons, solid pyramids, delicate columns, powerful pentagons, and hexagons, all connecting with each other. After a few minutes, the snowflake begins to move like it's leading you on a journey. So you follow. As you follow the snowflake, you notice that other snowflakes join you on your journey. The other snowflakes are smaller than the lead flake, but share many amazing crystalline patterns, such as arcs and spikes and other geometric shapes. The smaller snowflakes dance in circles and flit up and down, all while you comfortably follow the large snowflake. Now give yourself permission to imagine that as you walk, warm clothes magically adorn your body, and a pair of socks and boots covers your feet. And while walking, you see all the snowflakes coming together like a magnificent winter snowfall, with you in the center, warm and comfortable. As you stroll in the snow, you notice that it's fresh snow, pure white and untouched, pristine in its beauty and stillness. The snow gently crackles and pops beneath your boots, and you see that your boots leave the only prints in a sea of opaque white. The snowfall pauses, and you get a sense of where you are. You're somewhere in a large park in a city. Looking up, you can see the silhouettes of tall buildings beyond the boundary of the park, and their shapes are familiar. You're in Central Park in New York City. Unlike most days, when the park is bustling with children playing, adults reading, and couples walking, today there is a stillness, just you and a magical snowfall. You stop at a bench and brush off the caked snow so you can sit and take in the enchantment all around you. Naked trees bare their branches with piles of snow mounting on them. The snow tests the branches to see how long they'll hold before giving way and letting the snow tumble to the ground. Other tree branches sport delicate icicles suspended from their tips. The snow sits still and undisturbed, a silent beacon of peace, fanning out for acres and acres. While lost in this meditative calm, you notice the large snowflake has reappeared, now dangling and twirling in front of you, letting you know it's time to leave. You gather yourself and follow the snowflake. Gradually, the snow gives way to your house's floor, and the warm clothes dissolve into a blanket that surrounds you. As you pull the blanket up to your chin, you still feel the snow's peacefulness fanning out inside you, leading you into a calm and relaxing day. And as your day continues, you become aware that you brought the tranquility of the snow with you. And anytime you want to call upon that stillness, all you have to do is look for the large snowflake that lives within you. And when you're ready, open your eyes and stretch. How did you like that? I chose that one because we had just gotten a pretty decent dump of snow. And I just thought of the amazing peacefulness of a snowfall. And I love just how still the world seems when there has been a snowfall, and even when the snow is falling. It's just magical. It's absolutely beautiful. And so I searched for a meditation that had all this wondrousness about snow and snowfall. And so here it is presented to you. So I hope you can carry that on with you for the rest of the day. And like I said, you can always come back to this and listen to it again. So with that, let's begin our project. Okay, here we go with our project. So the project is going to be, kind of your typical fun little wonderful ornaments. And the reason why I was thinking of this is actually where I work. I work now at the hospital in the long-term care unit, and I actually help. I'm a therapy assistant within long-term care unit, and what we do is we decorate and do stuff in the unit to kind of with a seasonal thing, and we'll bake and we'll talk about the news, and we'll do all sorts of games and things like that. Naturally, art. Yeah, so we'll do things. So we just finished decorating our tree on our unit. Actually, trees, plural. And so it had me thinking about ornaments. And so that's what we're going to do. So here I've got my mixed media book. This is a smaller book. It's only 10 by 7.5. Its weight of paper is nice. It's 120 pounds. I like that. So what does that mean? That means that 500 of these sheets, okay, quite like almost 3 feet by 2 feet kind of thing. That size, bigger, much bigger. 500 of those sheets weighs 120 pounds. That's how you get that number. Okay, same with this number, 200 grams, okay, per meter squared. So for the paper, it's a meter square, so 3 feet by 3 feet. 500 sheets is actually 200 grams. So that is that calculation. So 120 is good. I like it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to be using that. You can use watercolor paper, or if you have any other mixed media paper, that would work well. Okay? Other supplies we're going to need. I am going to be using my Kuretake set. Okay? So I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to go traditional. Red and green. See, I've got a whole slew of green. I've got all these greens right here and then even here. These kind of go into, different variations of blue. Whoops, that's still wet. So I've got those two. I think those will look nice. And then I'm going to take a bit of gold. So I actually have another set by Kuretake, and it is this Starry Colors one. But you know what? I think I'm just going to maybe use one of the golds that's here. Might as well use what's in this set. Yeah, let's do that. So, just that you know, Kuretake has a whole bunch of other watercolors that you can purchase. I've purchased a number of their sets. Really like them. So, okay, we've got this, and I'm going to choose. There we go. Trying to get them out. I don't have fingernails, so sometimes it's hard. So, find out the best color. This has a bit of green in it. Do you see that? It's a little green. You might not, and if you can't, don't worry. I think I'm going to go with the other one. I want something lighter and brighter. Yeah, I'm going to use that one. So this is they call it a bluish gold. Interesting. Okay. So it does have a cool color in it. Okay, so I'm going to be using those 3 colors. Now, if you don't have a green, you can make green by combining blue with yellow. Okay? But I'm going to use these guys. Yeah. So those are my 3 colors. It's pretty easy. You're also going to be needing pens. Now, we're going to use a pen just for little details that we're going to do, like the string of the ornament, that type of thing. The color is coming directly from the watercolors. So I'm going to take a, which one do I want? I want something a little thicker. Should I do an 8? Yeah, 8's a nice one. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to use an 8. Now, what if you don't have these special graphic pens? Don't worry. You can use a ballpoint pen, right? I would, if you do have a black, I would use black. But if you have a blue, Well, you have a blue, right? That's what you use. So use what you have, okay? Another option too is sometimes I get in my excitement of watercolor painting, I want to leave some of the white showing, and I'm going to be leaving some of the white as a highlight. Sometimes I cover it all up. So I cheat. I could use the watercolor white, okay? Technically, true watercolors do not believe that watercolor should have white. And the fact that, with acrylics, what we do is we want to lighten the color. We go color plus white, and that'll get us a pink, right? Well, in watercolor, in traditional watercolor, if you want a lighter color of red, what the beauty of this paint does, and it shows, you just add more water to your palette with that color. And then you'll get the red or the pink that you're wanting, right? That's how traditional watercolors use. But for highlights, what often traditional watercolors do is they leave the paper as it is. They don't paint over it. But as I mentioned, with me and my excitement, sometimes I paint over. So just in case, I've got white here, and I've got the pearlized too. So that might be kind of interesting. Just in case, I'm just going to put them on the side here, just in case. And another just in case is these acrylic painter, or basically they're acrylic pens or markers. Okay, so you can use that as a highlight. I also have a ruler. I'm going to use the ruler to make the shapes that I'm going to be doing. Now, with these shapes and the things that we're doing today, you could use it even as an ornament. You could hang it on your tree. You could use it as a postcard and send it to someone. If you're in Canada, right now there's a postal strike. So this is for everyone else in the world that their postal services aren't on strike. So you could use that as a postcard. You could also use it as a name tag for a gift. Okay? So there's lots of options with what we have. Another option is just put it in a little tiny frame and put it with a set of your Christmas things. Lots of options, okay? Yeah. And I also have tape. I have a pencil, an eraser, just, to make the shapes that I'm wanting, because it's not going to be this big. I'm going to actually do 2 on this page. And I've got my brushes. So I've got variety of sizes. So this brush, I'm going to age myself, is over 40 years old. Okay, I had it in my university days in the 80s. Oops, part of it fell off. It's getting that way. It's starting to get loose here, right there. So I might have to glue it on. But that brush is looking pretty good. Look at that ferrule. Not the ferrule, sorry, the point on that. Yeah. So it's a good quality brush, but I took care of it as well. So there you go. And then I've got these smaller ones. This is a number 2 round by Princeton Art, and this is a 0 expression Robert Simmons round. Okay, this, is there a number on it? I think this is a 6. I don't think that's a 9. I think it's a 6 gold sable. Okay. Actually made in Japan. So enough about supplies. I've got my water here. Oh, I also have this to make a square shape. But again, you can always use your ruler. That's why I suggest a ruler, and just make your own square. Okay. Nice thing about the video is you can stop the video anytime you need, and you can go back if you need to look at what I'm doing. or you could put it on pause to catch up, you know, good stuff. So let's get going. I've already done enough talking. So I'm going to first actually make a square with this. I'm going to do one that's going to be more of a rectangle here, and this is going to be a square one. If you have a shape or a size of something that you like, there's no harm in tracing it. I use these for painting at times, these wood pieces, and yeah, I just thought, hey, that would be perfect. It's a wonderful size, right? So now up here, I'm wanting something. What do I have? Maybe a 5x3. 5x3. Yeah, let's do 5x3. So I'm going to make my mark here. I'm going to tape here at the top. And I'm going to bring this down because you can't see what I'm doing, but also it's closer to me. Because with me filming, I'm not right over my work, which I usually am, or try to be. And that kind of, I can't see what I'm doing sometimes when I'm doing this. There we go. Okay, so that's roughly pretty good. Now from here, I'm going to do, I said 3, didn't I? 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go here. And I want, oh, where's my pencil? There it is. So right here to here is 3. And right here to here, I'm kind of lining up on my perforated edge here. So I'm lining up my ruler. There we go. And lining it up here. And this is my 3 here. You can make yours whatever size you want. This one, what we're going to do, we're going to make it a single ornament. Here, we're going to do a variety of ornaments. So now I'm going to, I could join like that with my ruler, but I'm going to join with tape. Okay. I always like to extend it further because it just works better. You know, you're not having to, oh, shoot, I didn't make enough. And then you try and join it up and it's not straight. Yeah. So this is called painter's tape. There is tape that you can get that is watercolored. It's called artist tape. Not sure of the price, but it is exactly the same as this. Okay. So check whatever's most economical and go with that, right? So I want 5 inches. So let's do, oh, might as well do a line here. I wasn't really thinking that clear there. Okay. So perforated edge is here, right? So I'm going to line it up right against that and come out from it. So make sure too, if you're in a book, that there's nothing behind it, right? That you've painted on. Because it would be a shame if you did this lovely piece of artwork on the other side and you painted it and had wanted to cut this out for ornaments or a gift card or whatever, right? So 5x3. 5x3 is, I know it's a common frame size. 5x3, 4x6, you know, those guys. 5x7. What else is there? 5x7. Oh, 8x10, right? 9x12. So they're very common that you can get, you know, decent frames for your work at Michael's. In Canada, we have what's called Michael's. Not sure if it's in the States, but it's a big kind of arts and crafts store. Quite amazing. Quite amazing. You know, I like to support the little businesses if I can, but sometimes they don't have what I want, so then I have to buy from the bigger guys. Okay, so what's going to happen later? Oh, to cut it out. That's interesting. I'm going to have to make little pencil lines here to cut it out. I never thought of that. I might not cut mine out of here, but I'm not going to be painting the background. The background's going to remain white with the ornament on top. So therefore, I won't know my dimensions. So we're just penciled them in. Glad I thought of that, because I would have taken off the tape and gone, oh no. So I'm going to orient it this way because it's going to be an ornament hanging down. So I'm going to, it's going to be somewhat big. Okay, the ornament about that big. Okay, so we're just going to do one color. So choose a favorite color you want. Okay, what color would you like an ornament to be? You know, you could even use the gold, right, if you wanted. That'd be very pretty. I'm going to use red. What we're going to be doing here is we are going to be using it as a very artsy sort of ball. This is going to be very freehand, very loose, and then we're even going to take the ink and make it very loose on top, and it's just going to add to the actual visual, okay? So we're going to be very loose with our paint and our brush, naturally, and we're going to be loose with the lines that we're going to do on top. So let's begin. Okay, here's my red. I'm going to do the red. This color is Rose Madder Deep. Rose Madder Deep. So, taking my paint, and I'm going to be lessening. Oh, look at that beautiful red. Oh my goodness. Oh, love it. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, that's a juicy color to me. Yeah, so. Yeah, I'm so glad we're spending today together. One of my friends is very close to the end of her life. She has cancer, and I'm just so grateful that I had today with you to be able to do the guided meditation and just to play in art, just to add a little joy to my life. You know, we all go through tough times, right? And dear loved ones pass on. But it's so important, you know, to grieve. It's so important to grieve. But at the same time, I know she would be upset with me if I didn't find the joy and be happy, right? So you have to think with loved ones past, because grief can overtake us and it can be very powerful. My brother-in-law passed away this year as well. Was not expecting that. He's quite young. And yeah, and so, you know, he passed away, and it feels like a year of grieving in some ways for me with these two loved ones. But I know my joy is important and my happiness is important. And I know both of them want me to be happy. So it's times like this to take time to smile and to find the joy in life that, you know, is very, very special. So, yeah. I didn't mean to bring down the video. I'm sorry if I did, but I just wanted to share with you what I was going through because, you know, in art, I believe art heals, and uh, more art, less stress. So it brings us joy. So with that, I'm going to do this really quick. I'm just going to go like that. There we go. And I might even go a little bit darker in areas there like that. There. I'm just going to leave it like that. It's a little wobbly. It's not a perfect circle. That is good. You were saying, Barb, I can't do a circle. That's okay. Neither can I for this one. And we're not looking for perfection. So that, isn't that a wonderful release? So I'm just going to take that paint up. One thing I should have done, which I often do, is I have a book. Well, this book that I kind of do all my samplings in, I actually make little pieces of art with leftover paints and stuff like that. And naturally, what did I do? I wiped this paint away before I, put any of the paint down in my little journal where I kind of play and make things up. So, now we're going to let that sit. And we're going to go to part 2. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make a string of ornaments kind of going in a little wave. Okay, I'm going to be using 3 colors. I'm going to use actually, you know what? I want a lighter green too. There we go. This is forest green, really dark green. This is a hooker's green. As I shared with you, this is just gold. And this is, I won't turn this over because it's wet and I don't want to drip. Rose Madder Deep, okay, that beautiful red. So we're just going to let that dry. I have a blow dryer to speed things up, but might as well just go on to your next part. And this is what I do a lot, is I try and work in sets because while one's drying, I can go and play on the other. So have fun. The other day when I did this, I actually used my bigger brush. And it worked, but I'm going to, like I shared with you before, try to leave the white as the highlight. So I'm going with a smaller brush. That's why I brought out this number 2, Princeton. Okay, so we will find out if it works. So I'm going to take the lighter color. Okay, and I'm going to take my water, put it in my brush. And these might go a little deeper because I'm going to use them straight off the right off the palette there. Okay, so I'm going to try. I'm nervous to do leave a little white spot. So let's try. Oh, I'm really doing this quite dark. Actually, I wasn't wanting to make it so dark. Oh well. Oh well. I guess we're using it more painterly today. Okay, so there you go. See my little white spot there? Oh, am I showing you? Yes, I am. Okay. That technically shows the highlight. So all my highlights are going to have to be on that side, okay? I can't all of a sudden put the highlight on the other side. That won't work, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gold color. I'm going to make a star, okay? So with the star, you can draw it out if you feel you need to. That's why the pencil is also. I'm going to freehand it. Wish me luck. I'm just going to go slow, It's not going to be maybe a fast one, but we can do it. So this one, I'm going to make it a little lower. So I'm going to go straight out, up, there, there. There we go. And then I'm going to put the paint on the inside. There's no highlight that's going to be on this one. Okay? Clean my brush. Now it's very, very important that you clean your brush well between each of these, because green plus red, and that's what I'm saying, green plus red. What are you saying, Barb? Well, if you don't clean your brush well, you're going to have green, red, and gold all mixed up in your brush here. Okay? So you want to clean your brush good, because what happens if all of these colors are still in your brush, you're going to make brown. I don't want brown ornaments. Okay? So I should have brought my smaller palette. Let me see if I can get my smaller palette. This way I can make it a little bit more watercolory. And maybe not this green. This green might, well, because it's already done. We're just going to leave it there. But now I'm going to go to the darker green. Okay, so here's the green. This is the forest green. Deep forest green? No, just forest green. It's beautiful green. Oh my. Okay, I'm going to add water to it, right? I'm kind of doing this off because I don't want to do this on top of my work and get splatters. So I'm doing this kind of to the side. See, so just kind of going like that, adding more water, and I'm going to mix. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to do this kind of in the same level as the other one. So remember, I am still trying. Oh, this might be too light then. Oh, I might have to go darker. Yeah, I'm going to go a little darker here. It's too wet. It's too light, right? So I'm going to, So this one, I guess I'm using my watercolors more painterly instead of like the watercolors. Okay. Oh, well. I tried. And what I did is I just added way too much. Yeah, because I wanted it a deeper green, but it wouldn't be a deeper green because I added too much water, right? So I could, okay, now that I'm thinking after I've done it, I could have let it dry, okay, and go back and do another layer with the color, because that's called glazing, and that would deepen the color. Another option would be I could go back again once it was dry, put less water in my green, okay, and then do a layer on top. So there was options. I quickly decided and I forgot all my other options. So just to let you know, right? Sometimes we jump the gun too soon. There's a nice red. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water, right? We're trying not to do that huge mistake that I did. So now I'm going to go a little bit lower. The key is to try to make your colors, your balls, all the same size. And if you take your time, you can. Again, don't worry about it being a perfect circle. Do your best. That's all you can do. Okay? So, it's still not very watercolory with my red, but I'm going to be gentle with myself. We have a tendency, myself included, that's why I'm speaking, of being hard, right? You look at a piece and you go, oh, I could have done that better. When you show your friend and your friend goes, oh, this is just awesome. I love it. Well, I did this wrong. And oh my goodness, then I did this. And did you see how I did that? Oh my gosh, I wish I would have improved it. And the person's going, no, you did a great job, really. We're hard on ourselves. So I'm hard on myself right now with this one because I wanted it to be more traditional watercolor, and it didn't work. So I need to let that go and just say, okay, this is one that I did, and I use the watercolors more in a painterly factor with a little bit thicker paint. I could have I could choose maybe then to do another one, right? And then do little more, well, a little more watercolory, right? I could have done that. So the choice is always mine, and it's just a matter of how am I wanting to view this. I can be hard on myself, or I can be a little more gentler and just say, okay, you did your best. This didn't turn out. You didn't do what you wanted to do, but that's okay. You still can do it. You'll just do it on the next one, right? So think of things like that. I know it's hard sometimes because especially with that perfectionist identity kind of line right behind you there, right? It's wanting things to be just perfect. And there is no perfection. You make mistakes. I made a mistake on this one. Oh, well. I can do another one. Right? I can. So we think a lot of times that it's all or nothing. It's like, very very fatalist thinking that's, like I said, it's all or nothing. And it's like, so don't forget that dot. And again, if you do, don't be hard on yourself. Just tell yourself, okay, I can do it again. Or what can you do? You can wait till it dries and add some, you could use acrylic paint on top, or you could use, if your watercolor has a white, you could use that, right? Oh, I'm going to have one left. So I'm going to do a star again. There you go. Make sure your brush is clean, right? Because we want those colors to be pure. I think this one's a little smaller. That's okay. Let's fill it in and see how it looks. So that's a really good lesson for me to remind myself not to jump to make decisions quickly. Sometimes decisions need to be made quickly because you're working on something and, but I had time to I should have paused and said, okay, wow, that's not what I wanted. Okay, how can I do this differently? Remember when it was really watery? Okay, then I could have done something differently, right? We're going to let this dry. Okay, and we're going to flip it around. Right, like that. Okay, so here we've got the lovely, lovely ornament. Okay, so now I'm going to take my graphic pen. Okay, this is lovely pen because it's a quick dry one. Here it says it's water-based, water-resistant, so I can even put this down and work watercolors on top and it'll still be good. That's what I love about this one. So this is something a little different, and sometimes I'm not that great at it. So I'm going to maybe practice. So I'm working on the ornament coming down, doing a little, there we go. I make sure, I get so excited sometimes I forget that I'm, even though I'm talking to you, I forget that I'm filming as well. I go like this, kind of do a loop, come around like this, and do little kind of zigzag, 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 zigzag. Come up, come around, and then I'm going to do my circles. You see? Oops, sorry. There we go. Yeah. So I came down, did a loop, kind of came around to the right side, and then I did little loops, right, to make those little kind of crimps, right? I think I made too many. Next one, I'm going to just try just to do 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. 4 would have been good. And then with the fourth one, come down. And then what we're going to do is just do random circles. They don't have to, like when I'm talking about random circles, I'm talking about like circles like that, right? But don't let up on the pen. Make sure your pen is solid all the way through. Okay? Yeah. Now, another option, you can pencil it in, right? I'm going to be brave. Because remember, if we don't get it, we can always do it again. So, but this is one of those things that would be really wonderful, okay? This one or this one, to do a whole set. You know what I mean? Like you do one for each member of your family and write a little note on the back of it saying how grateful you are for the gift of their presence, like just them being present in your life, right? So you could write something like that. It would be just beautiful. So I'm going to try and get this in the center here, right? Because technically that's where it should go. Okay, so I'm coming down and I want this, and if it doesn't, it's not a straight line, I'm not worried. Gonna do a loop, come around, go here, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there we go. And I'm going to go around, round, round, round. There we go. That one came way out. That's okay. That's all right. That's what makes it beautiful. Now, I could have improved this, but it's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just some extra in this area. I'm going to add little sparkly lights. Oh, I'm thinking I could use, it might not show up regularly. That's kind of a cool idea. But it'll show up later. Like when you kind of move the paper. I don't know. Let's see if it works. You don't know unless you try, right? Yeah, gotta try. When I was teaching, I knew my, being artists, they were like, oh, how do I know it's going to work? And I said, you don't know. You got to try because, you've got to figure out what works for you. And that's the beauty of being an artist. And you know what? That's the beauty of being human. You have to try and figure things out for yourself. So I'm creating little dots here. Oh, I think I'm going to like it. You don't know unless you try something, right? You don't know if you're going to like carbonara, an Italian dish, unless you try it, unless you're vegan, right? But you know what I mean, right? You don't know. So you have to try these things. You got to try out a new technique. You might love gouache. You don't know until you try it. And that's the thing. It can be pretty expensive with art. But, the thing is, once you find something you love, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Right? There we go. Oh, I like this. Yes. Okay. Now I could leave these white, but because I have watercolor here and ink, I'm going to do ink with watercolor for my little sparkles. Okay? So be careful when you're doing this, especially when it's wet. I suggest you leave it until it's dry because then you don't smudge, right? But I'm going to just do this. Little sparkles. Oops, went into the white there. Try and go different angles, right? And don't do too long of a line. Oh, I might put one down here. Oh, no, I want to write words here. That's why. I was like, right. You don't need to. If you don't want to write anything down here, you don't have to. So I'm going to just write Merry Christmas. Okay? I'm going to do it pretty simple. I think I'm just going to do basic kind of printing where I'm going to maybe make one side a little thicker than the other. So I'm just going to write my letters, giving me lots of space to kind of play. And when I say play, to do my extra thickness, Mary. And then if you need a line to draw out, you know, where you're going to put your lettering so it's not you don't draw it at an angle, you can do that, right? Just make sure you do it very lightly so you can naturally erase it. And don't forget, watch your spelling. And what if you did a mistake with your spelling? What's today's phrase? You can always do it again, right? That's what's so beautiful about these kind of quick little ones, right? You don't have to worry that, you know, it's like, oh, I've ruined it. Hours and hours of work. This is just these quick, fun little pieces that you can do. It's going to add joy to your life. It's going to add joy to someone else's life to receive it, right? What a gift. That's wonderful. I'm just adding the thickness on one side, except for kind of the S where it's kind of right in the middle aspect there. Okay? I kind of went up on an angle too. Oh, well, it's okay. Yeah. So there you go. There's one. Right, we did this one first. So you can then, because we made that pencil line, you can then cut this out, put it as a gift tag, do it as a little love note to a person you love, telling them the gift of their presence in your life, right? Yeah. Maybe we'll do something like that next week. Make little love letters, right? The gift of presence, right? I like that. So, yeah. So then you can just erase, right? If I'm going to cut this out, I'm just going to leave the lines here, right? Okay. So now we've got this here. Okay. We are going to then outline everything. Everything is dry. So don't worry if your outlines aren't perfect, right? You can make them a little wobbly and come out. So just do there. Oh, and then I forgot. Once I finish the star, I'll show you. Because these are ornaments. We need that little gold thing. Or that little, I don't know what it's called. But, you know, this thing that hooks the line to the, hooks the ornament to the string. That guy. What is that called? If anyone knows, put in the comments, please. Inquiring minds need to know. I'm so proud of myself. What I did do right, what I did do well is I left my highlights. I didn't have to go in. Now, if you did, that's okay. I did it with my previous one that I did, that I was playing around with. So, yeah. There we go. I did make these start to look a little bit more watercolory, less so thick with the paint. So progress was made, right? We gotta be good to ourselves. We are the only ones responsible for taking care of us. Really. No one can take care of you. Really. They can help us along by loving us and that type of thing. But we decide how someone's going to treat us, what we will accept as treatment, right? There's not going to be any of these ornament thingies on the stars. So I'm imagining that these stars basically just have a little hole through the top. So we're going to hang these. We're going to hang it from a string. The string is going to be bowed because of the weight of the ornaments. So they're just going to be kind of like that. Okay? Now, with the strings coming down, one good thing to do with this, you don't have to be straight. Don't get a ruler out. We're going to make it look like it was designed. So, good idea. Do not start here and then go down. Go from your ornament up. Because what can happen, you can start here at the top and then realize, oh my gosh, I'm off kilter. I'm supposed to go to this one, right? This way, you go from this one to that. See? And if it's a little wobbly, that's okay. That's what adds to the beauty of this card. You can tell that, this is just about fun creation. Just playing. Enjoying yourself. Giving a little joy to someone else. Also, make sure before you move on that your ink is dry, right? Because if your ink's not dry, you could actually smudge this, right? You have to do it again, but that's okay. I'm not saying, I'm not the type of person to just say, oh, yeah, it's okay. I wasn't. I had really high standards for my students. I have high standards for myself. But there is a line where you need to allow yourself to be human, right? We need to be good to ourselves. There's a thing that I heard, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. I like that. I like that a lot. So with this, we're going to do like a bow, right? Here's the bow like that. And then we're just going to do 2 lines coming down. You want to have them come down instead of going like this up, because just the way our pen goes, if we do draw a little extension, it'll look more natural. So here's the bow coming from here, coming down, there, down. See how it kind of thins out? That's the beauty of starting here and going down. You see? Yeah, it works really well. Okay, like that. Try and make your bows not similar, but don't make them too big, right? You can make them a little different. Some can be more straight up, some can be floppy. But yeah, you know what I mean. There we go. Okay, there's our cards or our notes or our name tags or our postcards, right? Oh, I'm not done. Silly me. I want to do Happy Christmas here. So it's going to be a little bit smaller, right? So I'm going to do kind of a different type of lettering where my H, you know how you make an H normally like this, right? Here's that, and then in the middle. I'm going to do my H and my A's with this line lower. So with happy, right, I'm going to do it lower on the A instead of right in the middle. So it looks a little different, right? And then the P's are going to go quite different because this is so low, the P's are going to go that high. They're going to just be really kind of different. And then the Y is going to be kind of like the P. There, happy. And then I'm going to actually write Christmas, leaving it. Remember your spelling, right? There we go. Now, to make it have a little bit more oomph, I'm going to do that on the other side like thing, right? I'm going to thicken it up on this side. So with the H, I'm going to do it on the outside one here, okay? And then on the actual H there. And then with the R, I'm going to do it on this other side. I'll show it to you once I'm done. Then the I is going to be nice and thick with a dot. The S, we're going to do it on one side again. The T is going to be thick. The M here. Here's the A again, or not the A again, but an A. An A. And then the S. There we go. Happy Christmas. So that is our lovely little fun, little festive, little share. Hope you enjoyed it. Now we're going to do the oracle reading, and I've got these cards by Ilana, Ianla, being a former teacher, I would not be kind to students' names. First day of class, it was terrible for me. I felt so bad, and I apologized to the students. Van Zandt, Tips for Daily Living. It's a 50-card deck. So what's special about these cards? It is by the woman who she would appear on Oprah. We all know Oprah. So this woman would appear on Oprah, and she has done some really powerful work with life coaching and stuff like this. These cards are a little different. It's on both sides, okay? One side has a question, and the other side kind of is an expansion on that question and things to think about. So like the other oracle card readings that I've done, this is going to be for someone that's watching. So, it could be someone watching this video years from now, right? It could be. You never know. So, and another option, it could be for all of us. And when I say all of us, I mean everyone, right? Everyone who comes in contact with this video and watches it. The message could be for you and for me. I do believe that there's a lesson in everything. I can usually find something beautiful that's a little nugget of wisdom to carry. So, yeah. So what I do is I close my eyes and I put my hands over, and then there's a pull I feel between the cards and with my hand. So, yeah, there we go. Closing my eyes. Feel something there. Something there. Something there. Something there. Okay. Now to pick. See if there's something later on. Okay, right here. This one. Okay. Whom are you still angry with? Not who are you angry with. Who are you still angry at? So looking in your past, looking even in your presence right now, right? Who are you still angry with? So it has this woman. She's sitting, looks like she's waiting. And she's looking out a door. It's almost like she's expecting someone to walk in, but no one's walking in. So, whom are you still angry with? Are you willing to surrender your anger today? It's sometimes easier to be angry than to admit, you hurt me. An admission of hurt is the way out of anger. So, you're still angry with someone, but are you willing to surrender the anger today? To just let it go. Stop carrying that around with you. Because what I know is that anger is not affecting that other person one iota. It's you it's hurting. It's you holding on to it. It's you who's musing over what they did wrong, what they said, how they acted. You're mulling these things over in your mind. They're not aware of it. Yeah, they might realize you're angry, but they might have just, okay, she's angry at me, and then that's it. But you're the one that keeps bringing it up, and it's still there. And it's, it's not doing you any good. So the answer here is it's sometimes easier to be angry than to admit you hurt me. Instead of going and being vulnerable and saying, you know what you did there when you did this on such and such a date, and this happened, what you did, what you said really hurt me. Now, that in some ways, just sharing that anger or the aspect that they hurt you. Well, that thought went. It was a good one too. But it's just the thought that that other person hurt you. It's not to pour guilt on them. It's to help you. That's what I was going to say. It's to help you to admit, listen, you hurt me. You might not have been aware of this, but you hurt me. So, an admission of hurt is the way out of anger. Because once you've expressed your hurt, you can then wash your hands clean and say, okay, I've shared with them. Now, if anything, it is up to them. I've done my part. You know, how are they going to respond to it? And unfortunately, there's going to be times when they're not going to do anything. And you have to accept that. But you've done your piece. You've told them that you've been hurt, that they wronged you. And then you have to move on. Let go of that anger. It's weighing you down too much. It's not serving you. It's taking away your light. Yeah. So, there you go. Whom are you still angry with? I suggest you go deal with them, right? Resolve. So there you go. That's our reading for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time for yourself, for you to just take a moment to breathe, you know, to have that guided meditation just really relax you and put you in a moment of peace, to allow your body to heal. And, you know, with the featured supply, it's always nice to know something new. And then with the project, I think it's important to see the beauty around us. And it's one thing I love about Christmas. I love the lights, and I love the ornaments, the things that people put on their trees. And sometimes what people put on their trees is so special. It has such meaning, the ornaments. And other times, the ornaments are just put there because they're pretty. So, and I know this time of year can be hard on a lot of people. I'm going to try not to cry, but I know it's going to be very hard on my sister. She lost a very special human being, you know, who made a difference to so many people's lives, and clearly he was taken too soon. So, you know, my heart just aches for her. It's going to be a very challenging one. And I'm thinking of my friend. I'm thinking who's close to the end of her days, and I'm thinking of her son. You know, it really makes me sad. Because I'm going to be losing a really good friend who was with me through such terrible times in my life. She was so good to me. Really was there. I always knew she was there, and it gave me a great deal of comfort. So, yeah, so as beautiful and magical Christmas can be, it can be a hard time for people. So I just wish, you know, that that you take the time that you need if it's going to be a tough Christmas. And even if it's not, Christmas time can be very draining. So if you could take the time to, you know, do a guided meditation every now and again during the week, just to keep yourself strong, to feed your engine, to feed your heart and your mind. It'd be a good thing. And remember, like the oracle card said, maybe it's time to let go of that anger with that particular person. Right? You don't need to carry it anymore. Life's too short, as my brother-in-law and my friend can tell you. So, I'd like to send you off with more of a happy note, but please be good and gentle and kind to yourself. Love yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Because if you do that, then you can help more people. You're here on this earth for a very special reason. So I send you off with love and appreciation that you're in my world. Thank you so much. I love you, and we'll see you next week.